Hey, good morning. Can all the parents hear me?
Yes.
Okay. If you can't hear me at any time, just kind of raise your hand. I'll try and talk a little louder. But it's going to talk to you very briefly about the recruiting process and one of the biggest things that's changed in the recruiting process over the past couple of years. So quick show of hands from the players and parents. How many of you all are familiar with the transfer portal? Okay, so we've got a few. All right. So the transfer portal, for those that don't know, it allows college coaches to recruit other college players. And what this is doing, this is affecting high school players and their recruiting. Because now if I'm a college coach and my job's on the line, I'm not going to take a high school player. I'm going to try and take a college transfer to help get my team better right away. All right? So the reason why I'm saying this is because the one thing that has become more and more important is your academics. Now, quick show of hands from the players. How many of you heard your parents tell you that academics is the most important thing? Should be everybody. Okay. How many of y'all listened? How many of y'all are alive? All right. The reason why I'm saying this is because Division I coaches aren't going to the high school as much. All right? So that leaves Division II, Division III, NAI. All right? So if I'm a Division I coach, when I'm coaching at Division I level, if I offered you a scholarship, it was tuition, your room, your meals, books, everything was covered. All right? Now, at the Division II level, this is where academics come into play. Because I have athletic money I can use, I have financial aid, and I have academic money. So, what's your name? Deshaun. All right. So, let's say I'm recruiting Deshaun. All right, what position? Point guard. All right. So, I'm recruiting Deshaun. I need a point guard. All right. Where are you guys? Okay. So let's just say for this, he's got all A's, 4.0. Okay. So he'll get up to all A's by next year. All right. So I take his transcript to admissions. Admissions looks at his transcript and says, you know what? He's got all A's. He's taking honors classes. Everything's good. He's doing a lot of community service. Perfect. We're going to give him $40,000 on a $50,000 tuition. All right. So me as a coach, I have to decide, do I want to give him the rest of the $10,000? Do I want to do $5,000? It makes it easier for me because I don't have to use a lot of my money. So quick show of hands from the parents. If this is your son, and let's just say I only give him $5,000, would you be happy only having to pay $5,000 a year for a college education? Okay. So players, this is how important it is. So let's go to the other side. If Deshaun had all C's, barely eligible, all right, and admission says we're only going to give him 10,000 of that 50,000. Now we've got to do a lot of work here. I have to decide how much I like him, how much money I want to give him, and then we have to talk to the parents, because now what we're going to come out of pocket is a lot more. So I can't stress this enough. So how many C averages? All C's. Raise your hand. B's. Everybody's got A's in here? Now I know something. All right. So listen, if we're at C's, let's move them to B's. If we're at B's, let's move them to A's. If we got A's, we should be taking honors classes because that helps down the road and helps get you to school better. All right. So next thing I'm going to talk about is social media. How many of you guys do not have any type of social media? No TikTok, Instagram, X, whatever they call it now. Snapchat, YouTube. Got a few. Okay. So how many players and parents have So this is where you all can make money if you're going to college and play at the college level. So this is where the social media part becomes more important. Okay? Because at the bigger schools, they have money just to give out. At the smaller schools, if you have a good social media presence, you can work with local businesses, and they may be, local restaurant may give you some food, local businesses may give you money to promote businesses. Okay? So parents, let's make sure we monitor what our guys put on the social media. All right? Because if I'm recruiting Deshaun, and I wake up on a Saturday morning at 6 a.m. and I see he posted something 3 hours ago. So now he's up till 3 a.m. doing nothing else. That can affect his recruiting. Because I know once he gets to college and once he gets away from the parents, that can change tremendously. Because now you don't have that parental supervision. I've seen it happen. I coached at the college level for a long time. It happens, it can affect your recruiting, it can affect everything. So lastly, for the players, before I get to the parents, is make sure we monitor what our parents put on their social media, because we also follow the parents. All right? And lastly, for the parents, before we get going, I skip this all year and you guys get to hear it. College coaches, like parents who are seen but not heard. Understand that. Be a parent. It's okay to cheer. We watch the parents' mannerisms because we know you're coming with the kid if we recruit the kid. If we see how you are in the bleachers, I have seen it. I personally have stopped recruiting players because of their parents. No coach wants to deal with it. Be seen but not heard. It's okay to talk. It's okay to be a parent, be a fan. But just make sure you're mindful of your manners in the bleachers. All right? Last 3 things I'm going to give you on the educational side. All right? Do these 3 things every day, guys. And I don't want to say I guarantee your grades will get better, but it will help tremendously. All right, I did this. It worked for me in high school. Number 1, and parents will want to write this down and make kids forget. Number 1, sit in the front of the class in every one of your classes. Why is that important? Yep. You're gonna pay attention more. Okay? Number 2, ask at least one question every day in each of your classes. Why is that important? So you're going to be more interested in the class. You're going to pay attention more. All right? And number 3, talk to your teachers every day outside of your class. Why is that important? You're going to develop a good relationship with your teachers. So if you have that B and you're trying to get to an A, if you have an 88 and you're trying to get to a 90, if I have a good relationship with the player and he comes to ask me, is there any extra credit I can do? More than likely, I'll say yes, because we have a good relationship. He sits in the front of the class, he asks questions, so I see he's engaged. It helps. I will give you a real life example. In college, if you miss games, you are allowed to make up your games. Make up your work. All right. So we had, when I was coaching at North Carolina A&T, we had one of our smarter players taking a Spanish class. The teacher did not allow him. She did not allow him to make up his work. Okay? So I went and talked to the teacher one day. I go into her office and I look and see, and she has frogs all over her office. So I just asked a simple question. Do you like frogs? I love them. So the next player we had that took her class, and we went somewhere, he brought back a frog for her. Yes, he done that. That's it. Because he paid attention. He knew what the teacher's like. It's like bringing an apple for the teacher. Okay? So just pay attention, talk to your teachers. Develop a relationship. It makes a difference. Alright, so before we break you up into teams, players, if you have any questions about the whole recruiting process, come find me when you have a break. Alright. Parents, if you have questions about this recruiting process, please come find me. I'm here all day. It is our responsibility to make sure you guys leave here better basketball players than when you walk through the doors. My responsibility to make sure the parents leave more educated on this process when they walk through these doors or walk out of the doors. All right? So